Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I thought I'll do a book recommendation for beginners. I figure out that a lot of you probably have made this resolution to read more this year, and what's better than to start with some amazing books. I particularly found this type of video very helpful for the fact that if I'm in a reading slum or something, I can, easily get out of. So I want to start this recommendation with my favorite book, which is Wonder by PALACIO. And this is about a boy who has this facial deformity which has kind of confined him into his own house. He's homeschooled till grade 4, but in grade 5 his parents kind of make the decision that he needs to go out to the real world now, for the fact that he needs to have the experience that a normal kid would have. I have recommended this book to at least 4 of my friends and they all have loved it. Probably you will too. Buying this book, then please buy it with the Julian chapter, because the Julian chapter is really important and it's kind of like, the whole twist of the book. So yeah, that's my first recommendation. Second recommendation is by a writer who is very close to my heart and my favorite personality, which is Shotoyutre, and it is Indigo by Shotoyutre. Shotoyutre has written, I think, many short stories, but few of them has been, translated into English, and Indigo has this 23 of the short stories which have been translated into English. There's another book which is The Best of Shotoyutre, and both of them has been published by Penguin India. So you can get them on their site or on Amazon. I got them from, I think, a thrift store, and they were like 120 and this one was for like 60 rupees. So you can check out your thrift store as well. But these stories are amazing for the fact that they actually have a very gripping ending. You can read some of the stories online, so you can check that out and decide on whether you want to buy the book or not. But I think these two are absolute, necessary for anybody who is starting to read. If you're a Bengali, please do read them in Bengali. But if you are a non-Bengali or your Bengali is not good as like mine, then you should go for the English version. But do not miss out on Shotoyutre. The next books are actually a series called the Main Street series. I got them when I was like 12, and this book actually revolves around two characters called Ruby and Flora, who just lost their parents in a car accident, and they have to move to a place called Cannon Falls with their grandma Min, which I think is a very adventurous stories to move out from your neighborhood to go. Like, it was adventurous for a 12-year-old me, but I kind of love this series. I have actually been obsessed over them. I have kind of drawn this cover a lot of time in my I think drawing book, but I really love this. I think that they are very easy to read. They have a very good description of the place, of the characters, and there is like a certain chapter in all of the books. I have 3 of them, and in all of the books there is a certain chapter called a peek in the window, and it actually shows what the character are doing at a particular time of the day, and it has what Ruby is doing, what Flora is doing, what their grandma is doing, and it's a very vivid description of the whole town and the neighborhood, which I kind of really like in these books. So the next book which I want to talk about is The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini. This was my first Khaled Hosseini book, and I think this book was really close to my heart, and it's still very close to my heart for the fact that I finished it in 2 days. And it has a very gripping narrative. The author is writing, like, it's written from a third person's view, but it's really amazing for the fact that this story is not boring at even one chapter, and I think that's the power of Khaled Hosseini. This story is about a boy who is 12 years old and his friend Hassan. Hassan is now the servant's son, so he kind of is like the caretaker for Amir, and it is set in the 1970s Afghanistan, which is before the Russian actually invaded it. And it's kind of perfect for the fact that it actually gives you a deeper outlook and a meaningful outlook to your personal relationships and friendship. And there are a few parts in the book which are very disturbing, so I won't recommend this to you if you are below 15. But if you're above 15, you can read this, and you should read this for the fact that it's very sensitive, and it deals with a very sensitive topic which we should read about. The next book which I want to talk about is Telltale by Jeffrey Archer, and I think it has been released in 2017. So it is one of his new releases, and this is actually a short story book. And I think for a beginner, a short story is amazing for the fact that they actually end in 2 or 3 pages. So if you are just starting out, you should try Telltale and Shotoyutre's books, so that you can actually grow an interest into reading story books, or particularly reading any book. The next book which I have is Dandelion Clock by Rebecca Westcott, and this deals about a relationship of a daughter with her mother. And the story is really simple to read. It has got some big fronts in it. So if you are just a beginner or just starting out, you can totally read this book because it won't feel boring. The storyline is actually perfectly gripping, and the ending is terribly sad. You will be snobbing at the end, but don't miss out on this. This is available on Bookchore. I got my copy from Bookchore, but it's available on Amazon as well. So there are two sites which I'll be linking down below. You can go and check it out. So those were all the recommendations for someone who is just starting out. I really hope you would read at least one of this book and will find it helpful. If you did like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye.